Okay, so we'll do other things also soon, like GraphQL, TypeScript, MongoDB, MySQL, and React Native. That I will start soon. But let's start the Node.js, and then we'll gradually move to other stuffs also. So Node.js is basically a backend server, and it uses JavaScript. So whatever we do in the JavaScript, we will be we will be using that to build the Node.js application. So Node.js application, whatever code is there, it will not be visible to the user. So whenever we serve the Node.js application, like in React, if we have the React, whatever you write, and if you do the view source, you can see all functions which you have written in the React. But with Node.js, no one can see your code. It hides in the server. So user will only see what you output. So what you output is visible to the user. But whatever you do in the backend, whatever code you write, nobody will be able to see that from the browser. So all your code is hidden. And we can build many things in Node.js, like you can build email server. Email server means, you can read the emails also. You can send the emails. You can upload files on the server. You can create a chat application by server and client relation, though we are using the parser for that. But if you want, you can write everything in the Node.js also. And you can pretty much do anything in the Node.js. So to compare Node.js, we have other technology, like some people prefer to use Python. Same thing you can do in Node.js. Some people prefer ASP.NET. So you can write same thing in Node.js. Don't need to do ASP.NET or Python. Some people like PHP, but same thing you can do in Node.js. So whatever application you see on the backend side, you can do same thing in the Node.js also. Since Node.js uses the JavaScript, so many of the things are very easy to do rather than Python. If you go to Python or ASP.NET or PHP, you need to learn the new syntaxes for that and how to do in that syntax. But with the Node.js, you already know the JavaScript, just you need to see how to implement things. So rest everything will be smooth. Okay, so this is about the intro of the Node.js. So we will be doing a lot of things in Node.js, and I will recommend you to be ready with the application, because now in Node.js we will do something like this. I will show you one example, and you have to do one or two example yourself. Okay, so this 2 or 3 example you have to do yourself. So everything what we do, art I do, you have to follow same thing, and you have to do on your side. Okay, so let's start with something. Okay, let me see what I can start. So first thing we will do in the Node.js, we will build server. Build a server. And we will serve some content. Okay, that is what we do. So we can build a server in the pure Node.js, but that takes a lot of effort to build a server and use it in the practical life. So when we go to the real world application, we always use Express in building the server. We don't build server directly, but we use Express module to build the server in the Node.js. That is what we will be doing it in real world. Though you can send the HTML file to the user you can show the HTML file content to the user, but it is not advisable to do that. Nowadays, currently the trend is you should always make API in Node.js and you return JSON data to the user, and user will take that JSON data and show the front end using the React.js. So user will take this JSON data and show the content in React.js. This is how we'll be building. So we also will build a kind of login functionality. In login functionality, we need to use the JWT token, and I will go into detail when I will build the login functionality. So that way you can keep the track of the user who is logged in to my server. In Parse Server, we get all these features automatically, but if we don't want to use Parse Server, we need to build everything from the scratch using the Node.js, which we will build as an example. But when we go to the real world, we will not use this in building the real world application. We will use the Parse Server. But if you don't want to use Parse Server, you can also use this thing. But when you go to many companies don't use Parse Server, so you need to take use of this one. And if they agree with the Parse Server, then you can use their login functionality. But many companies don't like Parse Server, so you have to go with the custom code to build it. So before writing an Express module, let's build something in the pure Node.js. We will create a server and we will serve some content to the user. So let's go to my folder and we will write something in this one, Node.js. So I'll create a new folder inside the Node.js. I will name it as Node 001. This is a folder. I'll create new folder Node 002 for my next thing. So I will go to the 00 folder, one folder, and I will create one file and I will build a server on that file, in that file. So let's create one file called as index.js, or maybe I can say n1.js. You can name it anything. So in Node, they provide many inbuilt functionalities. We can take use of that, and if it is not there in the Node, then we can import that module from somewhere, and then we can make application from that. So let's build a simple server and we'll see how it runs. So since we need to build a server, I will take one module which is a default module in the Node, and I will say HTTP is equal to require HTTP. So generally when we import things in the React, we generally write this import HTTP from HTTP. This is the way we write in the React.js, but this will not work in the Node.js. We need to use the old way to get it, and the old way is nothing but this require. So we need to use, this is nothing but an import statement. So we need to use this way to import any module in the Node.js. Though we can use import, but for that we need to do some changes in many things in my code, which is not advisable, because with the Node you should always go with this way. Okay, so I will build this server, then you have to copy this, and then I will give you two similar examples to build the server. Okay, so now I will say http dot create server. So we are creating the server, so we will take use of this method called as create server, and inside the create server we need a function. So I create a function here. So in this function we get two parameters. One is called the request and one is called the response. So the request is something which it will receive. Response is it will give output. It is called the response. So here I will write first a simple 3-line code to display some content to the user. So how to write the code? I will say response. Since I want to write the code to the user, I will not use request. Request means something user has sent to you, and the response is something you want to send to the user. Since I want to show some content to the user, I will not use request. I will use the response. But for example, if user sends some parameter like username and password, then I will use the request variable to access that username and password. But here I don't want to use anything from the user. I just want to display some content to the user. So I will use a response. So in response, we have to write few lines. What type of content you want to send? So first is I will say response dot write head. So I will write in the head. I will say status. I want to pass as a 200, and I want to pass some content type to the user. So it will be content. I will create an object of content type, and content type is called the text plain. So what type of content type I am sending? Plain, not HTML, just a simple plain text. Okay. Now second line which I will write is response dot write head. Write. I'll just say write response dot write. Head is something I have written in the head. Now I will write something on the body. So I will say response dot write only. Head is something we are writing in the header, and this write is something we are writing in the body. I will say hello world. And then once I write on the body to the user, let's write the response dot end. So we have started this response, and once we are done, we will say response dot end. This request is not used, so it is saying underline that you have not used it. You can make it underscore. I don't want to use it. You can make underscore request. Then it will not claim that sonar lint will not tell you that there is a problem. It will not give you any warning. But if you remove this underscore and you have not used this, then you will see the sonar lint is giving the sonar lint is giving that it is not used. Remove the unused function request or rename it to underscore request. So since we are not using this, I will rename it to underscore request, so I will not get that warning. Okay. So now we have created this server, and now I have to listen to it. So I will say dot listen. In dot listen, I want to give the port number at which I want to listen to this. You can give any port number. Let's give 8081 for now. You can give any port number which you want to give. And after that, I will just give some console that server is running at http localhost colon 8081. So this is the URL where server will be running. Now let's run this file and see if we are able to see in the browser. I will say node n1.js. As soon as I node n1.js, it will say server is running at http localhost 8081. Let's go to this website and see what we get. Now you will see okay, so there are many ways of sending the response to the user. So you can use anything. Response.send is also one of the way. But let's do whatever is shown in this example. So since I put hello world, and now I can display the content this way. Okay. So whatever we want to see the content, we will see. We will display it here. Now, if I go to the view source, where is the view source? I don't see view source. Okay, so if you even if you view the source, you will see this hello world. You will not see this code which we have written it here. But when you go to the React, you see the code which user has written. With Node.js, you don't see the code, you see the output which user wants to send it to you. Okay, so first example, you have to write the same thing and run it and see if it is working like this. Then I will give you two examples based on this, but they will be different, and to you have to Google it to see how to do it. Okay, I will not tell you how to do it. You can do yourself, or you have to Google it to do it. So those were the challenging exercise, which will be based on this one. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute or 2 minutes to finish this. Once it's done, let me know. I will give you two challenging exercise based on this one. Okay, since it works, and I hope everyone has written. If you're not written, do it fast along with what I will give you now. So now I will give you two challenging exercises to do it. So let me write down the first challenge, challenge number 1. So in challenge number 1, you need to modify the content of this part of the code so that it should accept the HTML content. Accept the HTML content. So you can write this instead of hello world. It should support HTML tag, and if you want to bold anything, it can become bold, or you can use any HTML tag. So you have to, if you don't know, you Google it, try to find it, modify this one, and just paste your code in the chat. Don't paste it unless you see it working. Okay, don't copy from the Google and paste it here. First you run it, make it ns2, for example, ns2, n2.js, for example, and put this challenge here. Okay, so write it here. Okay, so you have to use same code here, but you have to modify it to accept the HTML content. So do this, and then I will give you another challenge. You have 2 minutes to finish this code.
Manisha, when I'm running localhost 8081, it's showing this site can't be reached instead of showing hello world.
So if you're putting this 80,
This is I have
put a
used.
code here, let me see. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me copy your thing. It looks same to what I have, but why it's not? Okay, let me create an n3.js. I will put your code. I will put a node n3.js. Running this. If I go here, okay. So can you? Yeah, something. Okay, this spelling is wrong, but this doesn't matter. Localhost.
Okay.
Are you going correct spelling or you are going long spelling? See, I'm not sure because I
Okay.
took
LOC.
that one. Are you going correct spelling? Because in your case, I see spelling is wrong. So you might be going to your wrong URL.
Okay, I'm checking.
You see, yeah, this one is you have to put localhost properly. Okay, so anyone has completed this? I see Kate has given me the answer. Anyone else? Okay, so no one has done except Kate. No one has done this challenge. So no one has accepted this challenge even. I don't see anyone responding to this. Okay, Anand is written type text slash text. You have to cut one text. Should be only text slash HTML. So let's try to Let's try to make this HTML. So this part will be same. Only thing, instead of plain, I will say text HTML, and here I will write some HTML code. For example, HTML. Generally, we don't send HTML in the Node.js, but this is just the sample learning point of view. So I'll say strong hello. Okay, we will be using JSON only in the real world example. Then I'll close the body tag. Then I will close the HTML tag. Okay, so let's run this now. Okay, so let's go to this URL. So you'll see we are having the HTML content with hello as a bold.
Sir, without
So
HTML and body tag, it's working also.
yeah, without HTML is very cool if you don't put body tag also.
Yes, I have used p tag. It's still working.
Yeah, it will work because HTML is very kind in if you don't put it, then also it will help you in solving your purpose. Yeah, it's king. Because HTML content is HTML. So if you don't put HTML tag also, then also it's fine. Now challenge number 2. Let's write down the challenge number 2. So here I want, last time some of you have pasted this line of the code, but I want these 2 lines of the code now in this example. So here you have to accept the JSON content type and you have to output some JSON content. So I want to see how you're outputting the JSON content here and how you're changing this part. So you should write down this challenge too, that you have to output the JSON content and output some JSON part here. I want these 2 lines of the code. If you know, you do it. If you don't know, then Google it, find the solution, give it to me. But don't give it unless you paste it on your server. So do it one time, and if it is working, then paste it here. So Ole has given me something which I haven't not asked it yet. I haven't asked to send me the file now. So try to do things which I have asked. Don't try to do ahead of the things what I have not asked. Okay, so you have to wait because we won't be doing that part in this exercise. We will be doing JSON only, and then we will move to other things. So now Ole has set up JSON plain. I don't know if this is the real content type available. And you have written REST JSON. And this can be the way because Node is vast, but this is not the right way I'm expecting. It may be some way, but I'm not expecting that way. Have you run this in your local? Is it working? So you have to first run that and see if it is working. Okay, Kate has sent me the content type, but I need this line also. How will you output some JSON? Ole, if it's working, just can you screenshot the browser and I want to see how it looks. Screenshot your browser and show me the JSON content. Okay, can you, Ole, I can see your screenshot hello world. Can you put some array and show me how the arrow looks? Because JSON means you can put array, object, anything. Just put some array or object. I want the screenshot of that. This is simple text. So it doesn't mean that it will work for array. I want to see it in array or object. Okay, I see Ashok Kumar has written something, and yeah, it's yeah, I like what you have typed. It should show the proper JSON. Any other example? Okay, so if you have not done, just follow what I'm doing it here. So here I will put application. The content type for the JSON is application slash JSON. And in the right, I need to write some JSON string. It's up to you. You can write manually or you can take use of JSON.stringify method. And here you put some any object or array. For example, I will create object message hello world first name Jack last name Bauer. Okay, so you can put some object, the JSON stringify, and then run it. So let's run this one. Okay, let's go to this one. So this is the JSON format. Let me run in the Chrome one. So if I run in the Chrome one, I have the JSON formatter, so I can see a JSON format like this. Okay, so this is something we will output to the user. Generally, all the Node.js script which we will write, output will always be the JSON, and that JSON React will utilize it. So maybe we can connect to MySQL database, get the data, show it to the user, or we can go to MongoDB, get the data, show it to the user. So everything will be, output will be the JSON. Here it does not format it, but it is the same thing. Okay, let's go now. Let's go to challenge number 3. N4.js. So this is the challenge number 3. So here it will be the JSON format only. You have to JSON content type, same thing. So you have to build, right now if I go to the URL, it is slash. But if I want to go to the, for example, URL 1, I want to see some different content. If I go to let's say another URL slash admin, I want to see different content. So the task is to create 3 URLs. One is slash, second is slash admin, third is slash view. So you need to take care of 3 URLs, slash admin slash view. And if we see slash, you can write the message as home page. No need for this one. But if you see in the admin, you can say message as admin page. And if the slash view is there, you can write down it's the view page. Okay, so either of the 3, you have to go to 3 URLs and take care of 3 messages to be displayed to the user. Since this URL is something user is requesting, so that will be available in the request object. So you need to Google it to see how to access each URL, and based on the URL, you write down the if condition. You write down the if condition, and for each if condition, you display different message. Okay, that is the challenge number 3. Okay, Ole, who is Ashok Kumar? You again, Ashok. Yeah, it's working, right. So just do this challenge number 3. Based on the 3 URL, you have to display 3 different messages. What happened? I don't see anyone writing the solution. What happened? You didn't find? Google it, man. Find some solution. Okay, I see Ole has given something. I see Kate has given to me something. Okay. Case view, case switch request dot header. Kate, have you run the code?
No.
Okay, so no, then just pasted it without looking. Do it, man. Put it in your some node file. Try to run it because I will show you one way. You have written another way. I don't know if it is right your way because in node can be done in many types. So your way may be right. I don't know. So you have to run it and see if it is working. Okay, so we don't know if it is working because I will only show what I have in my example. And if you have something, you need to see if it is working. Okay, so I will just write down my example, and I see only 2 people have responded it. So if we let's see what comes in the request, and we will try to do the if condition. Request is request. Okay, so I will put in the N4 node N4.js. Okay, let's see what happens when I go to the browser and refresh it. Okay, let me see. Console will not come here in the Node.js. Whatever you write the console will not come in the browser console. It will come here in the terminal. Okay, so that is the difference between the console of browser and this one. So this is a long list of requests which we get. So let's see what we get in the request. So this can be, there are many ways to do same thing. So if Kate has done some way, that may also work. And so I don't want to say anyone as wrong or something because you might have find the solution in the internet only. So there can be multiple solutions to one problem. But I will see in this request, there is one parameter called as request.url, which is going slash. Let's try to see if I put another one, what will happen. Okay, so let me go to down and see what happens in this case. How about I just put the request.url here? Otherwise, it's a very long list. Let's put this one. Okay, I need to restart it, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so it is going to slash admin also, and we are getting another request for favicon, which we will avoid. We only need to take care of this admin. So let's try to change it to view now. So if I put view, also I get view and favicon. So favicon, forget about this favicon now. Only we are concerned with the view one. So what I will do in the request.url, we can check. We will check if request.url is equal to slash, then I will do this part. I will put it here, that home page, and then I will do else. If it is admin, I will say admin page, and in the last case, I will say if it is view, I'll say view page. I can put else condition also in all other case. So let's try to put else condition in all other case. We'll say not found. Okay, so or we don't want to. I don't want to take care of favicon. So let's not put the else case. Otherwise, we will see that also. So since I put view, it's view page. If I put admin, it should show. I have to restart. Sorry. If I refresh it, I'm getting admin page. So if I put normal, I'm getting home page. So based on the request.url, I'm able to display different thing to the user. So if you're not written, you can write it. You can write it now. Okay. So this is just, I'll give you one example, 1 minute to finish this one. Okay. Yeah. So Ole has written same thing what I have done it here. Okay. So I hope you have completed this part. Now we'll do few small things in the node today more. Let me create a new file called as npy.js. So here we will write some console statement which I will display to the user. It is same thing what we do in the browser, but now here we will see in the console in the terminal. So I will say first thing console.log hello world something. I'll say console.log. So anything we want to display to the user, we see console.log. Then there is console.error. Console.error. First, let's run this console.log and then we'll see error. Okay, so we see hello world. So let's do now error. Before error, I will do console.warn. This is warning. So generally, if you are in the browser, you see different colors in the console. But here, you will not see different color. You will see simple text only. But it is warning. Next, third console, which you will see is error. In error, you can put like this simple text, but that is not advisable. So you will see just hi like this. But in error, you need to throw the error like this new error. You want to show like object error, and you can say this is wrong. Okay, so generally try to put the error like this. You will get some object to display, and here you will see this object. Error is this is wrong, and you see some kind of messaging, so you can debug more. That line number 5, you're getting the error. Okay, so you're getting error like this. So any error happens, you can console like this. So you can see it in the terminal and you can try to fix it. This is about the error in the terminal in Node.js. Next, which we will do now is it's called the Repl, R-E-P-L. Repl is something called as read, E is called evaluate, P is called print, and L is called loop. So what it means? Repl is read, evaluate, print, and loop. So when I want to try to run something node in the terminal here, without writing in the file, I will just say node. As soon as I say node, I will get this arrow, and here I can write anything. So what it will be when I will write something here, It will read it first, then it will evaluate it, and then it will print it. After printing, it will loop it. Loop means it will again ask you to put new things. So for example, if I pass 2 plus 2, so what it is doing? It is reading 2 plus 2, that is called read. Then it is evaluating, that is 4. And after evaluating, it is printing, which you see it here. And it is printing. After printing, you see another input box where you can write more code. So it is looping. Looping means you can write your code again. This is something you want to test your Node application or JavaScript in the command line. In the terminal, you can write it like this. So you start with the node and do whatever you want to evaluate. You can do console.log hi, so it will display like this, hi. You can say whatever you want to experiment it, you can experiment it with that one here in this code. So that is called the Repl in Node.js. Repl means read, evaluate, print, and loop. I will write on here, read, evaluate, print, and loop. So that means you are writing something in the terminal. This is something like browser console, where you write all the console and try to experiment. Same thing, you can do it here. You remember if we were doing some data structure or algorithm problems, we were doing console in the browser, you can do same thing here also. And to come out of it, we will have to press Control C 2 times, or we will press Control D. So we will come out of this Repl mode. This is called Repl mode. So let's do some more Repl examples. I will write down node. So I will say, so if I say var b equal to 50, you will see b is not printed here. B is captured in the memory in the b. If I will type b, I see it's 50. But if I type a equal to 40, here I'm not putting var, then it will display it directly. It will display it directly. Here it was displaying undefined. This is just a minor thing. And if I do a plus b, it will be 90. We'll do more example like var x equal to 0. And then I will say I will use the do while statement. Since I put curly bracket, enter it, I see the new line. I will put x plus plus. Then I will put another line. Then I will do console.log. X is x. Then I will close the curly bracket and I will write on the while x is less than 10. So we are just doing some console statement here. So we see 10 times x. This is just an example of the Repl in the Node.js. Okay. Next thing, quick thing, which I will do today, last thing about the Node.js today, is npm. npm is a node package manager. Node package manager. So if you need to install any package, you use the npm. So how you use the npm? You say npm install and you put the package name, for example express. And if you want to save it locally, you will say -- save. And if you want to save it globally so that you can use it anywhere, you can say -g. If you say -g, it will be installed in the global space and you can use it anywhere. But if you put -- save, then it will install in your local folder only and you can use in your current application only. So you can install any of the application using this method, npm install express. So we can install like anything. And if you want to uninstall whatever you have installed, you can write down npm uninstall express. So it will uninstall the express from your module. You can also search npm package by saying npm search express. So you will see who has created it, what is the version of that Express. So if I put npm search Express, you will see the Express one is description is this one. It is created by Michael, some Michael name. Last updated date is this one. Version is this one, and some keyword he has put. Related to Express, there are other packages available like Express Editor, Express Basic Auth, Express HTTP Proxy. All you will get who has created that one. You can create your own also, and you can publish it, and your name will also come here. So whenever you create your own and you publish it, it becomes public, and user can take advantage of your package. If you want to make your package private, then you need to buy some subscription from the Node npm website, and then you can keep it private also. But if you want to make it public, then you can do it free of cost, and your name will come here if you create any package. So that's all for today. Yeah, how can we create our own? So maybe we will do that also, how to create our own package, and we will see how to create our own npm package, and then other people can use it also. So we will build one example of creating our own package and see. And if you see it directory, so let's see what we can have. I have created few, but let's see if they are available here also or not. Let me see. npm package search, for example. No, not this one. npm. I'm trying to find where we can see. Here is website. I forgot the exact place. Okay, let's go to npm website. So this pricing is for the private package which you will build. But if you want to free, you can. Let me see if my package. I created few. See, this is created by me. All these are created by me. So I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packages. This is my user ID. I created some 4 years ago. This I created 2 years ago. This I created 4 years ago. So once you create your own package, it can be installed here, and then other people can download it. So these are the very old packages. They may not be good for today's world because a lot of things are outdated what I created at that time. So this one is my favorite one, which I used. Now it may not work because it's too old, and nowadays it works with the bootstrap thing. So right now it may not work. But when I was doing React with the bootstrap, I created this package so that I should not go and do the things work again and again. Once I call this one, I put in themes in my application without any, writing any line of the code. Okay, so just create your username also, and then I created 7 package. Let me see if I remember my password. I forgot my password. I will click this and find my password. See what is my password. Let me try one more password. Okay, one time password. We send the password. They send in my email. I will refactor it to that one. Let me see if I got that password. Yeah, I got it. Okay. So I'm logged in. Now if I can create more packages and more whatever I want. So these are the pretty old packages. As I said, I will create new one in front of you and I will install it here so I can show you how to do that soon, maybe in few weeks. Okay, when we reach to that point. Right now, we are very basics of the node, but as we move in 2-3 weeks, I will show you how to do that. Okay.